Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to Locker Room Predictions. And sitting in with us today are Luke Green. Luke, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic.
Good. And Coach Clay, yourself?
I'm great.
2 weeks of practice under your belt, ready to go,
practice,
right?
ready to play. That's right.
You're ready to go. So we're going to go over last week's results. And Luke, we're going to...
We don't have to do that.
Okay, well, Luke was in second place last week. So he got 13 out of 20 right. And for the season, he has 33 out of 45 right, which is 73%. So that's good. You're almost three out of 4. That's good. Coach Clay and I tied for first. Got 16 out of 20 right, which is 80%. And for the season, I hold a narrow lead over Coach Clay. He has 54 out of 65 right for 83%, and I'm sitting at 55 correct at 85%. So it's nip and tuck, baby.
It is. I've learned how to do it. You just pick what you pick, with the exception of one or two.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I'm going first.
And we know we're going to beat Luke, so.
Right.
Poor Luke. And by the way, folks, Luke has on an outstanding multicolored shirt here. I just love it. I forget how he described it.
Outlandish.
I can't say the
Or
whole thing,
outstanding.
but I look like a 90s gas station cup.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. There you go. All right. So we're going to get started. We're going to start off with the high schools. A lot of big games, and the biggest one in the entire state. And by the way, Coach Clay, the game last year at Cartersville might have been the most exciting game in the entire state the whole season.
Yes, it was. It actually won what did they win? Emmys? Grammys? What's TV?
Emmys.
Emmys. It won an Emmy. It beat out all other Braves, Falcons, any other local sport in Georgia for something with GPB. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was triple overtime. They called and said that they won an award for it. So.
And if you don't remember, that game was played on a Thursday night instead of a Friday night for the hurricane that was coming through Ian, which fortunately didn't blast us.
That's
unfortunately got other people. But anyway, very exciting game. So we'll lead off with Yellow Jackets hosting Cartersville. Cartersville comes in ranked number 4 in the state. We are ranked number 7. We are 4-1 on the season. They are 5-0. If you look at the stats, they're amazingly similar. We both score about the same number of points per game, 30 plus. They give up a little fewer than we do, but it's going to be a barn burner. Luke, you're going to start us off?
I mean, we're not even allowed to pick against Calhoun. Not that I would, so give me the Jackets.
And Coach Clay, this Cartersville team, I've watched a little bit of film. This is a good-sized team on the lines.
Yeah, they're a good team. That's what makes them so good every year. They're
Yes.
good up front, especially on the offensive side.
Yes.
They've got big, strong offensive linemen. But they're good in all 3 areas: offense, defense, special teams. And I feel like they're one of the top 3 or 4 teams, well-coached teams in the state in all classifications. So, be a good game.
This is an interesting thing. This is another head coach. It seems like there's 3 or 4 on our schedule this year where y'all started at about the same time, give or take a year.
Yeah, we did, and and further than that, I think he had twins about the same time I was having Bowen, so it was all kind of. I didn't have 2, but I think he had 2. I know he had a kid, but I think it was twins at the same time. So it's a lot of similarities. We got a lot of respect for them and what they do. So it should be a good matchup.
Battle of the C teams, Calhoun versus Cartersville. And of course, I'm picking Yellow Jackets also. Georgia High School Football Daily favors us a little bit. Moving on to the next one, Sonoraville is at Northwest Whitfield. And when we get to Coach Clay, he's going to tell us about some experiences he's had with both these teams. Luke, what do you think, buddy?
Bruins all day.
Yeah, it should be a great game, a really good game. I feel like they're very even this year. I thought they were even last year. Sonoraville, I think I got them late. Northwest was up maybe at halftime, and Sonoraville came back and beat them. So it should be a really good game. Northwest at home, so I feel like that should play into their favor a little bit. So I think Northwest gets the win, but should be a really close game.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's going to be a close one. Northwest is favored by 7. They're 4-1 on the season. Sonoraville is 2-3. I'm going to go with the Bruins also. Gordon Central versus Haralson County, and the Big Blue desperately needs a victory. This is a team that they match up pretty well as far as records are concerned. They're both 0-5 going into this game. Haralson County is a big favorite. What do you think, Luke? Can Big Blue get a victory against Haralson County?
I think Haralson's 0-5 because they play tougher opponents. So I'm going to go with Haralson.
He's bringing the stats over here.
Yes, he
Not
is.
they were 0-5.
I'm tired of losing.
The last time we went to Haralson, it was a dogfight.
Yes, it was.
We had to throw a a Hail Mary right before half to take the lead, and we ended up winning by a couple of touchdowns. But it was a great atmosphere. I think Harrison County gets the win.
I think Haralson County is going to get a win also, and Big Blue will just have to wait another week. But they're on the way of getting better. They need more numbers. I remember that Haralson County game. That was a tough game. They were in the middle of a bunch of young guys that had been playing since sophomores,
Yeah,
juniors.
they were good.
Yeah,
team.
they were good. Cedartown at Central Carrollton. Luke, Cedartown picked up a forfeit victory over the week against Callaway. Callaway had to forfeit. Callaway won their game last week, even without the ineligible players. Central Carrollton's a good ball team. Central Carrollton comes in 5-0 on the season, and they are favored by 14. They score 37 points a game. Cedartown, we all know about Cedartown.
And they're playing good ball right now, but Central Carrollton's a hard pick because they're 5-0, and one of those wins is against Bowden. Now, I know Bowden's single A, but Bowden's pretty stinking good. So
The Red Devils.
I'm still going with Cedartown though. They're red hot right now.
Yeah, I think Cedartown gets the win. It should be a close game, but I think it's a big region game for them, if I'm not mistaken. But,
Yes, it is.
I think Cedartown gets the win.
I'm going to go with the home team, Central Carrollton. They've been getting some pub, and Cedartown scares me. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the Dogs get that victory. Daresville at Lafayette. Guys, Daresville's nice ball team. They are 3-2 on the season. They score a lot of points, and Lafayette is suffering at 1-4. What do you think, Luke?
Give me the Tigers.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going Tigers all the way.
yeah, Tigers all the way also. Cass versus Woodland. I don't think there's much doubt there, guys. What do you think, Luke?
Colonels all the way.
Yes.
And I go with the Colonels also. Hiram at Dalton. This is a good game. Hiram is ranked number 5 in the state. They're 5-0. They're favored by 8. Dalton comes in at 4-1. They lost to Cedartown last week in a bit of a barn burner. What do you think, Luke?
And that's tough. Hiram's going to put up a lot of points. Dalton's going to play some tough defense and try to not let him do that. But I think Hiram scores more than Dalton can stop. So go Hornets.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 50. I think Hiram won. They beat one of the Pauldings 52-49 a
Yeah.
few weeks ago. I feel like it's going to be about the same kind of game. I saw Dalton's offense last week in person, and they're moving the football. I think they turned over twice inside the 5 against Cedartown. That kind of was the difference in the game. But both offenses are good. I feel like Hiram probably scores a little bit more.
I'm going with Hiram's offense also. They lead the state in scoring average for 5A, so they average about 45 points a game. High scoring game. Hiram gets that victory. We're going to move to the NFL, and then we're going to get to college. Atlanta is the visiting team, even though they're playing Jacksonville in London at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. The Falcons did not look good last week.
I'm still going to pick them. Give me the Dirty Birds.
Yeah, didn't we all three pick Atlanta last week?
Yes, we did.
And said to myself, they always let you down. Always. I'm 40-something years old, and I feel like every time you expect something out of them,
Yes.
they go the other way. But the Lions are a good team.
The Falcons
So
can suck forever as long as the Braves keep winning World Series.
Braves got to do us right. But anyway, I think Falcons get it back right this week. Again, they got to score some points. I think they got in the end zone last week. But I'm going to pick the Falcons.
I'm going to pick Jacksonville. Former Cartersville player at quarterback for Jacksonville. I just think Jacksonville's got enough to get it done. And I had the same thoughts when I circled Atlanta last week. All three of us are picking Atlanta. This is not good.
Not good.
All right, Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins, who just put up, 70 points last week, Luke?
Yeah, 70.
Wow. What do you think?
I think I want to pick the Dolphins because they put up 70 points and they're putting up a lot, but hard to pick against the Bills. I'm going to do it anyway. Give me the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. I'm going the contrary pick. I feel like anytime you have such a good game like that, it's almost a record-setting game, or was some kind of record, I'm sure.
Oh, it was several.
They could have kicked a field goal to break the record, but the coach iced the
Didn't
game
do it.
to the
Yeah.
instead.
I feel like you got to have a little bit of a letdown. And the Bills with Josh Allen, I think they've not played as well as they should be. But I think the Buffalo Bills get the win.
I'm going to pick the Bills also. The only thing that worries me is Josh Allen has the most turnovers, INTs, in the last 3 years in the NFL. And if he plays well, And I think the Bills are really difficult to beat, but we'll see what happens. 49ers are playing really well, Luke. They're taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are really struggling. So we got to have one easy NFL pick in here.
And it's probably this one. Give me the 49ers.
Yep. 49ers.
49ers also. Then the Eagles take on the Commanders, and I'm still not used to saying that. I understand why. But this Eagles are 3-0. These 49ers, Eagles, Bills, all 3-0. What do you think, Luke? Eagles versus Commanders, the Washington Commanders.
I'm going to take the Georgia Bulldog Eagles, please.
That's right. I'll take the Eagles of the Bulldogs of the North. I'll take the Eagles as well.
I've seen parts of 2 Eagles games, and I'm going to take the Eagles. And each time I tune in, they're talking about University of Georgia located at Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's where Brock Bowers has to go. They got to draft him somehow. He's got to go to the Eagles.
I think they'll find a way. All right, let's move on to the NCAA. We're going to lead off with everybody's favorite primetime. USC is at Colorado, and Colorado met their match last week against Oregon. Oregon's defense looked really good, Luke. I don't know if USC's defense is as good. What do you think about USC at Colorado?
I think Colorado gets exposed for a second week in a row.
Yeah.
USC all the way.
Yeah, with Caleb Williams, I feel like they score as many points as they want to. I think Colorado will have a good bounce back game. I just don't think they're quite good enough yet to play with the Trojans.
I agree. And everybody keeps talking about their first 22 are good, but they don't have the depth that the other teams do. And this USC, this offense can get rolling, and it could be a high-scoring affair. Obviously, I think Colorado's going to come out and be a much different playing team. Maybe they weren't quite ready for that level of competition, but it doesn't get any easier for them. Clemson at Syracuse, and Luke, you and I were lamenting before Coach got here. Man, we took one on the chin last week at the end of it. Could have had that in our bag.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I wouldn't have 65% for last week if
No.
that had happened. So
What game? Which one?
Clemson and
Clemson. Yes.
FSU last
Yes,
week.
that was a heartbreaker.
yeah, that was a heartbreaker. I feel sorry for the kicker. What do you think, Luke? Clemson at Syracuse, Big Orange in what used to be called the Carrier Dome. I don't know if it
I
still
don't know what
is.
it is now. I'm going to take Clemson again. And hopefully they won't break my heart this week.
Yeah, Clemson. I guess do they keep the kicker? Do they have to keep him?
Well,
What was the story? He was working
Yes, he was working.
as a grad student.
Grad
Working
student?
somewhere?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like an 18 or 19th year student,
Yeah.
6-year,
Something
something like that. Yeah, so
Well, that was awesome. It could have been an awesome story.
Yes, it could have
I'm
been.
gonna take Clemson as well.
I'm going to take Clemson too. They have to win this game. Syracuse got a nice ball team. If
They'll just get out of their own way. They'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Kentucky hosting the Florida Gators. This is a nice matchup. Kentucky just a solid program, and the Gators and their fans are just chomping at the bit, literally. What's gonna happen with our Gators? Luke, what do you think? Wildcats or Gators?
I'm going to trust Vegas on this one with it being in Kentucky. Give me the Wildcats.
Mm-hmm. He's doing some research over here on his phone. I'm gonna go Florida, and I think they might have turned the corner a little bit. Here last week, they beat a good win.
Yeah,
I
I forget.
before. But anyway, take Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Gators also. I think they've got enough to get this done. I think they're just a little bit more multi-dimensional team. Texas A&M at Arkansas, and I haven't circled this one yet. I'm on the verge of doing it right now as we talk. Luke, I'm not a big Jimbo Fisher fan, and I don't know which Texas A&M team's going to show up. I like the Arkansas coach, and particularly when he gets into the locker room after a victory. But what do you think?
You know, I'm thinking you're hard to score on a team when the coach is out there playing football too.
Yes.
Jimbo Fisher running out in the middle of plays now.
Yeah,
But A&M is favored.
yeah, 6.5 or so.
The game's at Arkansas.
Yes, it is.
Arkansas has taken a couple tough losses in a row. So I'm thinking they're going to bounce back and get them one here. Give me the Razorbacks.
So first of all, Jimbo, he's got to make that tackle.
Yeah,
He's,
right.
he's on.
Yeah,
He's
he's got
on the
moose
numbers.
feet.
He's got to make the tackle. Take the
Bad
penalty,
technique.
but make the tackle. Arkansas at home. I think something happened with Texas A&M's quarterback.
Not that I'm aware
I
of.
think it did, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm gonna take Arkansas anyway.
I'm going to take Texas A&M. I think they're going to pull one out. This one is the South. Our next game is the South's oldest rivalry. UGA going over to Auburn to take on the Tigers. What do you think, Luke?
You know, I am an Auburn fan. I want to pick them here, and I'm actually going to this game. So
Oh, are you?
I'm hoping to see Toomer's Corner in white on Saturday.
Okay.
but that ain't gonna happen. Georgia wins this one.
Yes, Georgia by probably 21.
I will say that I think this is a trap game for Georgia, though. That's just my opinion. on
Nope.
Georgia's favored by 14.5. Coach Clay, your 21 sounds good to me. I'm going to pick the Bulldogs also. Georgia Tech hosts Bowling Green. This is where my wife and I's great niece goes to school at Bowling Green. I think it's going to be a tough one for the Falcons, the orange-clad Falcons. What do you think, Luke?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they still call it the Flats.
I'm
Is that the Georgia Tech? Is that still the Flats?
Yes,
Yeah, I think
still the
that-
Flats.
The Flats. They get the win at the Flats.
And 3 different names for the field, so I can't
Okay.
keep up with all of them. But yeah, it's going to be Georgia. Bowling Green's fans are going to think they went to the Rose Bowl which is at Georgia Tech. All righty, LSU taking on Ole Miss. They go to Ole Miss to take on the Rebels. This is a tight spread, 2.5 points. Over under is 67.5. This is an offensive fireworks, folks think.
I'm
Luke is
holding up
thinking.
the show now because I hadn't picked this
We
one.
need a shot clock.
I'll start us off. LSU. I think LSU's got enough to shut down Ole Miss. I just like LSU's talent. I think LSU's going to win this game.
I'm gonna go with the fighting Lane Kiffin's hotty toddy at home.
Hotty-toddy.
Bouncing back off of the didn't score as much as they thought they could last week, so I'll take the Rebels.
Luke is still deliberating.
Give me the Tigers.
All
He's
right.
going to take the Tigers. Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of a split there. Notre Dame at Duke. Notre Dame lost a heartbreaker last week, and this Duke team looked really good against Florida State, and they still look good. Have you picked that one yet, Luke? Or are you still working
I'm
on it?
taking Notre Dame. They're gonna bounce back.
After that big loss to Ohio State, you think they've got it mentally?
Yeah, they're bouncing back. Sam Hartman is a dude. I will stand by that.
All right, that's my first upset pick of the big upset pick. I guess it's a big upset. It seems like it should be of the season. Duke's got a lot of seniors.
Yes, they
They're
do.
playing good football. I feel like Duke gets the win and puts Notre Dame, gives them 2 losses in a row.
Yeah, and that would be hard to take. But I'm, even though I don't have touchdown Jesus staring down the Fighting Irish, I'm going to pick Notre Dame also. Tennessee versus South Carolina. The Vols trying to wipe away last year's loss when Spencer Rattler played probably the best game of his life
Yes.
last year. What do you think, Luke?
I'm thinking they're gonna avenge that one. Tennessee by 50.
About 50.
By
I don't know about 50, but I think Tennessee probably gets the win for sure.
Yeah, I think the
At
Vols.
home.
Go ahead.
No, at home.
Yeah, I think the Vols are going to get this one. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of boats in the river. I think this is a night game also. And our last college pick, Bama at Mississippi State, taking on the big bullies from the Bulldogs from Mississippi State. Bama has settled into their quarterback, who they think is going to be the quarterback. And what do you think, Luke?
I think they start rolling here. Give me
All right.
Bama.
I'm gonna phone a friend on this one. If Miss Jones out there in the audience, Alabama or Mississippi State, who you got?
Oh, the bullies.
And then I'm gonna say, never mind about phoning a friend. I'll
she-
do it.
and she
I'll
was
go with
con-
it. I'll
she
go
was
with it.
confident in her pick. I mean, she was just
Oh, you're going with it.
Going Mississippi State. Do it at home.
going with Miss Jones.
Yeah, with the Cowbells.
The cowbells will be ringing. I'm going to go with Bama. Folks, we really
Is this
appreciate
the
you.
way-
That was the last time I ever called the.
Is this how you're taking pity on
That's
me,
right.
trying to help me
They
win?
won't
this
phone a
week?
friend anymore.
No more phoning friends. All right, here we go. He had to change his pick, Miss Jones. All right, hey, folks, we appreciate you tuning into Locker Room Predictions brought to you by Calhoun Touchdown Club. We hope your picks are better than our picks. We'll see you next week.